milemme. That-thamkita Digutharikitathaka Ding, That-thamkita Digutharikitathaka Ding, Dhim-Tha Digutharikitathaka Ding, Dhim-Tha Ding, That-thamkita Digutharikitathaka. Welcome to episode 331 of Konnakol 2020, the video series in which every day of this year I have been showing you something about Konnakol, the vocal percussion tradition of South India. I am Carlitos from Slovenia, and today is the 26th of November. And I am very excited to start a new Korvai series made of 3 individual korvais in Adi talam that are rendered, in case you didn't notice just now, in 3 different nadai. So this is like a multi-nadai korvai series. And each individual korvai has sections that are in chaturashra nadai madhyama kalam, some in tishra nadai kalam, and some in tishra nadai madhyama kalam. And those, respectively, are subdivisions of a beat into 4, 3, and 6. That is a common way of playing around with multiple nadai, but of course not the only one. The length of one individual korvai is 4 avartanams, so this is more on the mid-size side of things. It's not very long, but it's not very short either. And today we will focus on the general structure and in particular on the very first korvai of the series. Here is the structure of the first korvai. On the first line we see a phrase we will call A8, then a phrase for 7 beats. The second line is a phrase we'll call A6, and then again a phrase for 7 beats, and a phrase for 6 beats. And then the third line has a phrase that we call A4, 7, 6, and 5. These 3 lines make up the purvangam part of the composition, and we can see here already some interesting movements within the purvangam itself. First, we have the reduction of the A phrase, because those numbers after the letter A, 8, 6, and 4, are the sizes, right? The lengths of these A phrases. So that's the very first thing we see from line to line. And the second thing we can observe is with the numbers, because on the first line we have a number, a phrase for 7 beats, and then on the second line we see this phrase again, but we add to it a variant of that, which is slightly smaller. So we have 7 and 6. And the last line we have 7, 6, and 5. So we have this addition of increasingly smaller phrases to the second part of each line. Let's take a look at the second part of the korvai, which is called the uttarangam. And here we see only numbers, right? And actually it is the same phrase repeated 3 times. We have 3, 3, 3, 5, 5, 5. But the first time that we encounter these numbers, 3, 3, 3, and 5, 5, 5, you can see that they are styled in bold. That tells us that this is going to be in a different nadai, different subdivision. After which we have 3, 3, 3, 5, 5, 5 in Roman, that is the standard text, which tells us that we are back at our home subdivision. And then a final time, again 3. Remember how important the number 3 is in Carnatic music. We have 3, 3, 3, 5, 5, 5, but in bold and in italic. So we can see that there's a lot going on in terms of nadai. That is the movement, general movement that we see within the uttarangam, that this changes in nadai going from a subdivision of 3 to 4 to 6. Let's talk about how we're going to perform all these letters and numbers. The A8 is our very familiar phrase that we perform as That-thamkita Digutharikitathaka. And you will notice that the second part of this, kitaDigutharikitathaka, that is in italics, because even though the first part, that is the That-tham, it is rendered in chaturashra nadai madhyama kalam, subdivision of 4, or chat 4, as you can see down below here. That's the shorthand for it. The kitaDigutharikitathaka, it is effectively in a different nadai, because it is at twice the speed of the previous parts. And I explained a lot more about this in episodes 300 and 301 about my transcription system. But I just wanted to know that we are using 4 different stylings here in the transcription. We're going to have Roman for the standard chaturashram of 4, italics for chaturashra of 8, bold for tishra nadai of 3, and bold and italics of tishra nadai for 6. So the next phrase, A6. It is a variant, a reduction of the A8. And we perform it as That-thamkita Digutharikitathaka. Very familiar. And A4 is, again, progressing on the same idea. It will be performed as Digutharikitathaka. Very standard. And then we have the 7, 6, and 5 numbers that, again, they are variations of the same idea. The 7 will be performed as Dhim-Tha Ding. The 6, it will be Dhim-Tha Ding. And the 5, Dhim-Tha Ding. So at the end of each of these phrases, we have Ding. All important. It's all important that you pronounce Ding. Otherwise, you'll get lost. Trust me, I've been there. Finally, we have the 3-3-3, which is a very simple phrase. It's simply tatom, tatom, tatom. Okay? But of course, in 3 different nadai. So the first time that we perform this is going to be tatom, tatom, tatom. The second, tatom, tatom, tatom. And the third and last one, tatom, tatom, tatom. You'll see when I show you the transcription. And then the 5-5-5 is going to be nothing but our good old friend Tadikinatom 3 times. Of course, rendered in 3 different nadai. And that is what makes the Uttarangam so interesting, that we have a very simple phrases repeated all the time in the same way, but in 3 different nadai. That's what makes it special. So, on to the transcription. Here you have it. This is the first Korvai in the series of 3. You can see the length is 4 avartanams. You see 4 groups of beats. And you can clearly see all the changes in script as well, right? You see when there is italics, it means that each beat will hold 8 syllables. When it is Roman, it will be 4. When it's bold, it only holds 3. And when it's bold and italics, it holds 6. Trust me, you pause the video and check this and you'll see what I mean. Speaking of which, now I'm going to perform all this again at a slower tempo, and you might need some time to practice this composition. So for that, you know what to do. Pause the video, study this at your own pace, and when you're ready to perform it with me, you return. I will be here waiting. You like the video, perhaps subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. And then, now we're ready. Let's do this. takaDhim-Tha Juno, That-thamkita Digutharikitathaka Dhim-Tha That-thamkita Digutharikitathaka Dhim-Tha Digutharikitathaka Dhim-Tha Dhing-Tha-Ding tatom 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 tadikinatom 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 tatom 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 tadikinatom 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 tatom 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 tadikinatom 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 de. So that's it. Let me know what you think about this video by leaving me a message using the Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube comment boxes, or by reaching out to me via my socials displayed here. And don't forget, this Sunday, that is in a couple of days only, this Sunday I will be hosting a session of questions and answers, and we're gonna do some Konnakol, maybe some special stuff over there. I will be hosting that over at my Facebook page. It's going to be a Facebook live session Sunday 29th of November at 2:30 p.m. Slovenian time, or 7 p.m. India time, or 10:30 p.m. in Buenos Aires and Santiago de Chile. So you're very welcome to join me and have some fun time talking about Konnakol. So that's all. Thanks a lot for watching. I have been Carlitos from Slovenia, and I'll see you all, guys and girls and others, tomorrow. Bye-bye.